What a crazy ride it has been, for the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez ever since Raquel returned to WWE in October of last year. Interestingly enough, nobody would ever have expected Liv and Raquel to be the only four-time tag team champions in WWE history. Never would have imagined it. However, over the last couple weeks or so, it seems as if there's been a lot of turmoil, not only from within the women's tag team champions involved, obviously with the addition of Roxanne Perez, and of course, Dirty Dom just doing Dirty Dom things, but also there's been a lot of turmoil within the rest of the Judgment Day with the fact that Dominic Mysterio is the Intercontinental Champion. So could we see the Judgment Day split up finally, and could this potentially lead to the Women's Tag Team Champions splitting up? And could that also lead to Dirty Dom turning babyface? Let's talk about, as Trick Williams would always say, let's talk about it, because there is a lot to unpack with this whole ordeal, and this starts with Finn Balor. Obviously we know that the Judgment Day started all the way back in 2022 at WrestleMania 38, where Damian Priest cost AJ Styles a massive opportunity to defeat WWE Hall of Famer, the Rated R Superstar Edge, in a massive, historic dream WrestleMania match. This led to, obviously, Priest and Edge joining forces, which then led to a rematch at Backlash between Edge and Styles. Obviously, we know Rhea Ripley gets herself added into the mix, and then the night after Hell in a Cell, Finn Balor joins, and that is where it all comes. That is where things become very, very interesting, because not long after that, several months later, Dirty Dom joins the fold and ends up having some incredible moments in WWE. Obviously, becoming a two-time North American champion, having the dream match that he's always wanted against his father, WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, and so many others as well. Even also when Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest left the Judgment Day because of Dom and Finn Balor, out comes Liv Morgan. Obviously, we all know that Dominic Mysterio cheated on Rhea for Liv Morgan, which was very interesting, because Michael Cole called Dirty Dom a two-timing son of a bitch. Literally, those were the exact words of Michael Cole last year at SummerSlam, and also Pat McAfee calling Dirty Dom a piece of shit, quite literally, on live TV. Think about that, guys. Think about that. Absolutely crazy. This obvious, again, all of this led to so many moments that led to the Judgment Day expanding to heights unimaginable. JD McDonough gets added to the group. Carlito turns his back on the LWO to join forces with the Judgment Day, and this led to obviously to Raquel Rodriguez joining the fold, and now we move into 2025, where everything, in my opinion anyway, slowly starts to fall apart from within the Judgment Day. Finn and JD are former world tag team champions. Finn Balor had multiple opportunities at not only singles gold but also Money in the Bank, and he lost every single time. We've seen as well. Carlito trying to pick up a date with Raquel Rodriguez, which is very stupid. But everything came ahead after WrestleMania, literally on the weekend of WrestleMania, where we saw Dominic Mysterio pin Finn Balor to become Intercontinental Champion, proving that yes, he can get the job done on his own. And we've seen that multiple times that he is able to get the job done on his own without the use of the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez obviously lost the women's tag team titles to Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, but ended up regaining the titles the very next night. And the moment Liv Morgan leaves WWE to go film a movie in Japan, out comes Roxanne Perez, and what we saw last night on Raw proves that we could very may well see a split within the Judgment Day, thus potentially splitting the tag team champions. And how do I know? It all has to do with both Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez offered Dirty Dom chicken nuggies, as obviously we all know, chicken nuggies, chicken tendies, and tells Dom, your shoulder's a bit stiff. And as she starts to massage the shoulders, out comes Liv Morgan. Super crashing out. She almost crashed out. Big time. And she was okay with it. Or at least we thought so. Because this led to obviously Liv Morgan wanting to attempt to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, but ends up getting a match with Kairi Sane, and because of Roxanne Perez's distraction, we all thought that Liv Morgan was gonna win, but it backfired, and Kairi Sane picked up dub. But we all thought that Liv Morgan would blame Roxanne Perez. No, she blames her own tag team partner Raquel Rodriguez, saying, "You're the veteran. You should have known better." So, thinking on all of that, the question becomes: could we see the Judgment Day finally split? Could we see the tag team champions go their separate ways? Could we see at least one or two people from within the Judgment Day turn babyface? And the answers to all those questions is a simple yes. And the evidence is all there. Finn Balor has been super pissed off by the fact that Dom pinned him at WrestleMania to become Intercontinental Champion, and he wants that title more than anything else. The fans have been cheering for Dominic ever since WrestleMania. So this proves that we could potentially see Dirty Dom arguably become one of, if not the biggest babyface in WWE. I would probably say since Cody Rhodes. And we saw Cody Rhodes return returned this past Saturday on Saturday night's main event, helping Jey Uso, literally saving Jey Uso from an attack by John Cena and Logan Paul. Not only that, but as far as Carlito and JD McDonough goes, it seems as if Carlito has been isolating himself away from the group, as if he's more of a background character in some weird ass anime or something like that. And as far as JD goes, he's just doing JD. It's JD McDonough doing JD McDonough things. So it's like, where does his allegiance lie? And as far as Roxanne Perez goes, Finn Balor said it best. What was it, last week on Raw, that Dom was right. The Judgment Day needed a new member, and who better than none other than Roxanne Perez to ensure that Liv and Raquel remain tag team champions and potentially get more opportunities at for whatever that they desire, which buys into the question of where does Roxanne Perez fit in the whole ordeal in terms of championship gold. The way I see it, we know that Liv Morgan wants to become women's world champion one more time. We know that Raquel Rodriguez has had her eyes on the women's Intercontinental title, which is currently being held by Lyra Valkyria, at least for now, until Money in the Bank, of course. But what about Roxanne Perez? What about her? Well, we know that Roxanne Perez is going to be one of 6 women who will be competing in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Already, her, Julia, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss all have qualified for said Money in the Bank ladder match. And as far as the men's side of things, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Penta, and Seth freaking Rollins all have also qualified for their Money in the Bank ladder match. There's a lot to bring up, but I think the way I see it, I think the best way to truly split the Judgment Day apart is for Roxanne Perez to get out, to break away from the Judgment Day, turning babyface, have Dirty Dom cheat on Liv Morgan by turning babyface and going out with Roxanne Perez, and then of course the tag team champions. I would potentially keep them heel, but this is Liv Morgan we're talking about here. You really can't. It's almost impossible to boo Liv Morgan when she has done so much for WWE in terms of the fan base, right? What she's done for the fan base, you really can't boo someone the likes of Liv Morgan. And as far as the rest of the Judgment Day, honestly, it's hard to say, because we know that there's been a lot of rumors that Finn Balor is going to potentially turn babyface at some point. JD McDonough, he's a natural born heel. There's no way in hell that WWE would ever turn him babyface at all. There's like no shot. And as far as Carlito goes, he mentioned in some interview that he did not that long ago that he wants to be champion, but he wants to do it on on his own terms, and he wants to win at least one championship, one more title in WWE before he can truly retire. Because he even admitted that he can still go for another, I think, what, 2, 3, maybe 4 years, and then he was gonna fully, like, truly, like retire. So it's possible that we could see Carlito turn babyface, but who knows? But as far as like who I would love to see from the Judgment Day turn babyface, I would probably have to say Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Dirty Dom, and potentially Carlito. Maybe we might see Roxanne. We might see Raquel Rodriguez turn babyface, but is it possible? And when can we expect it? So obviously, yes, it's very possible that we could see someone or some people from within the group turn babyface. But as far as like when, at this point, it can happen. It can happen at any time. And I think WWE would have until possibly SummerSlam to make it happen, because we saw last year at SummerSlam, we saw Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley turn babyface because of the fact that Dom cheated on Rhea for Liv, and Finn Balor turned his back on Priest because of the World Heavyweight title. So there's definitely a lot to consider, but I think at this point in time, there's no telling when exactly we can expect it. But I would probably say sometime between now and SummerSlam is when we can expect Dom turn babyface full time. Roxanne Perez, I think her heel run has ran its course. So I think her as a babyface with the same mentality could really do her a lot of justice, at least in my opinion anyway. It's possible, but we will have to wait and see. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and be sure to follow me on all my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.